Hey guys, Brian, Mr. SF Studios. Well, the base star is really coming along. Got everything, I got these little pieces glued in. I put the lid on, so that's looking good. Now today, we need to cut out this core, because really this is the only part that glues together. So this center part can come out. I'm going to take my Dremel cutting wheel and cut it out, and then take the sanding drum and open it up. That way, the wiring and stuff can flow through both levels. For these little tiny bridge things, if they're going to have LEDs in there, the light would leak out the bottom and illuminate this little galley or valley, whatever that is. The launch tube thing there, launch base. Anyway, so I need to get some styrene so that when I put the LED in here, I can close it off with styrene and keep the light inside the bridge. Just sander to take off all that raised writing and the little molding circle. Just, hold it, burn it off. Then flip it over and you set the pieces that you want on it. And take your X-Acto blade and carefully scribe the pattern. Then take a Dremel with a cutting wheel and cut them out very carefully. That takes care of 6 of them. I just have to come up with 4 more out of styrene. I'll have to go to the hobby store and see if I can get sheet styrene. Now before I join the two halves together, I've got to scrape off all this paint because the glue won't stick to paint. Always have to do that whenever you put pieces together. Scrape off the paint. Before I join these two halves together, I'm going to go check the reference photo and see what kind of detail work is going on in here. Because if I want to do any of that, I got to do it now. Because once it's together, it'd be really hard to get in there and paint. Yeah, look here. See, here's the original model. Look at this. There's some contrast staining here on these pipes. Put a little bit of black acrylic on those to make the dividing lines more defined. So I'll wash all those kinds of little details to bring them out, make them pop. Okay, Random Michaels got some chroma key green for the tube that's going to support the base star. Got some more black to do some more washing and some fine detail brushing. This is what I've done so far. All the launch bays are kind of distressed and weathered, the black wash. But I'm kind of liking the wash, so I may end up washing all of it. Stand drying with the plastic epoxy. I just took this jar and used a hole saw to make a little stabilizer. Keep it upright and stable while it dried. So I kind of like the staining look, so I've decided to do the whole model. And if it gets too heavy, you can go in with one of these scuffy pads. You get these like at body work shops. They're for cheap paint jobs. That's what they do at Earl Scheib. They just go over the car with it lightly to scuff off the gloss. Anyway, you can just lightly go over it and it'll bring back the original highlights, leaving only the black acrylic in the lower parts. So you just kind of scuff it up. Okay, here's the center section. It's done being washed. That's with the black acrylic wash and then scuffing the highlights. Now I can go in with a brush and just pick out certain details to really pop with the fresh paint so that they'll be nice and clean and rise above the weathered appearance. Now what I'm doing is I sprayed a little bit of the original gray in a little laundry cup that I use for paint. And this is called dry brushing. You get your brush wet, so you get most of it off, and then you just lightly go over it and you can highlight it and bring back some of the raised parts. Make them pop. Dry brushing. See? Elevated stuff. Okay, so that's it for today. I've joined the inner halves. The inner halves are completely distressed and weathered. They are stained with the black acrylic and then dry brushed with the original gray on top to make the details pop out of the black wash. I think it looks pretty neat. I think it's going to work. I haven't distressed the top yet. The top's not attached. None of this is attached yet because we got to put all the LEDs in still and wire it. But that's all I'm going to do today. It's good progress. We're almost there. Once the LEDs come, we can start doing these bridges and wiring everything. There's really no point. I mean, I guess I can put the LED strips inside, but until the LEDs come for these little bridge things, I don't see the real point in messing with all the wiring yet. I'm just going to keep working on it. I've got to distress this lid and the bottom of it because I do like the way this is turning out. It's really neat. It adds a lot of depth and texture to it. I think it's going to work. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Be well.